Modern dating culture pushes a very specific lie, that the past is just the past, and that ignoring it makes you evolved. But deep down, when you look at her history, a primal alarm bell goes off in your head. You're told it's just insecurity, a modern flaw you need to unlearn. But evolutionary psychology tells a very different story. That discomfort isn't a glitch, it's a feature. It's a survival mechanism hardwired into your DNA over hundreds of thousands of years. To understand why her past matters, you have to understand the biological cost of pair bonding. Unlike most mammals, human infants are born completely helpless. We require immense long-term parental investment. Because of this, nature had to invent a biological superglue to keep mothers and fathers together. Enter oxytocin and vasopressin, the neurochemicals responsible for attachment, trust, and long-term bonding. In a pristine evolutionary environment, these chemicals forged an unbreakable psychological bond. But the human brain is plastic. It adapts to the stimuli it receives. Every time an intense romantic or sexual bond is formed, the brain rewires itself, flooding with these bonding chemicals. And every time that bond is broken, the brain experiences profound neurological trauma. It's a micro-death. The system goes into shock. If a woman goes through this cycle of attachment and detachment repeatedly, a biological defense mechanism kicks in. The brain says, "Never again." To protect itself from further trauma, the brain literally downregulates its oxytocin receptors. The capacity to deeply pair bond begins to erode. The superglue loses its grip. This is what evolutionary psychologists refer to as the widowhood effect, or bond degradation. She may want a long-term committed relationship with you. Her conscious mind desires it.
But her biology might rebel. The hardware is damaged. The physiological toll of repeated attachment and detachment leaves permanent neurological scar tissue. Think of the intensity of a first love, the overwhelming, intoxicating flood of dopamine and oxytocin. Now compare that to a woman who has had a dozen casual encounters. The neurological response is severely blunted. She becomes chemically insulated, numbed to the very mechanics of pair bonding. And here is where male evolutionary psychology enters the picture. Men didn't just arbitrarily decide to care about a woman's past. It is a deeply ingrained risk assessment protocol, born from the brutal ancestral reality of limited resources. For millions of years, a man's greatest evolutionary risk was investing his finite energy into offspring that weren't his own. To prevent this genetic dead end, the male brain developed intense mate-guarding instincts. In a world without paternity tests, a woman's past behavior was the only reliable predictor of her future fidelity. We live in modern times, but we are running on ancient hardware. That visceral feeling in your gut, the disgust, the anxiety, modern psychology labels it retroactive jealousy, framing your biological instinct as a neurosis. But your brain isn't broken. It is actually executing a flawless prehistoric survival algorithm. It is screaming at you that the statistical probability of her remaining loyal and successfully bonding with you is severely compromised. The data backs up the instinct. Studies consistently show a direct correlation between premarital partner count and divorce rates. As the number goes up, marital satisfaction and relationship stability plummet. It is the biological law of diminishing returns. Your unease isn't toxic. It's the echo of a million ancestors, warning you to protect your genetic legacy.
Here is the uncomfortable truth. You cannot negotiate with biology, and you certainly cannot save her from the neurological consequences of her own past. The modern dating market encourages men to be endlessly understanding, to accept the modern woman. But understanding is often just a socially acceptable term for settling for damaged goods. Let's look at the hyper-acceleration of this damage. Dating apps.
Endless options mean endless micro-attachments, followed immediately by rapid detachments. It creates a dopamine loop that fries the oxytocin receptors faster than any generation in human history. So what is the strategy for a man who wants a legacy, who wants a stable family? First, you must stop rationalizing bad behavior. If her past resembles a chaotic free-for-all, the odds of a peaceful, loyal future are statistically negligible. You must look for indicators of impulse control, discipline, and long-term thinking. A woman's past is essentially her resume for the most important role in your life, wife and mother. If that resume is filled with short-term gigs and reckless decisions, you don't hire her for the executive position. Society will call you insecure. They will attempt to shame you. Let them. Your biological imperative is not to be liked by the masses. Your imperative is to secure a stable, uncorrupted environment for your future offspring. This requires the ultimate masculine boundary, the absolute willingness to walk away. Walking away from intense physical beauty when it is attached to a chaotic, damaged history. Because physical beauty is common, but the capacity for deep, unwavering loyalty is incredibly rare. Stop letting modern platitudes override your ancient survival instincts. Protect your legacy. The men who survive and thrive in the modern dating market are the ones who absolutely refuse to lower their standards. They understand that a woman's capacity to form an unbreakable pair bond is the single most valuable asset she brings to a marriage. It is the foundation of a stable home, the bedrock of successful child rearing, and the absolute guarantee of your genetic continuity. Do not let a culture of chaotic, short-term hedonism convince you that your desire for purity and loyalty is a flaw. That instinct is your greatest strength. It is the lighthouse guiding you away from the rocks. When you finally meet a woman who has fiercely protected her own ability to bond, your biology will immediately recognize it. The gears will lock, the deep anxiety will vanish, and you will be able to build a lasting empire on a foundation of absolute, unquestionable trust. Trust your gut. Honor the instincts of your ancestors. If you found value in this breakdown, hit subscribe. We decode the biological truth of human behavior every single week. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and never apologize for demanding the absolute best.